Yes, yes. It is okay now. Good afternoon. Good to see
Good.
you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm doing good. And what about you? How are you, ma'am?
Yes, I'm doing well too.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for taking me there in your channel and inviting me over. I'm so glad to be to take this conversation, to have this conversation. I'm really happy to connect with you. So,
Thank you. Thank you for connecting. So I want you to tell a little about you to my viewers.
okay. So, as you know, my name is Rekha Datta, and I come from Prayagraj, a city renowned for spiritual and historical significance. And currently, I'm teaching in a school. It's an intermediate college, and I am actually a government lecturer. You can say English lecturer.
Okay.
And additionally, I have two YouTube channels. One is dealing with
Wow.
grammar. I'm
Mm-hmm.
teaching advanced level English grammar, and another it is delving about the human, relationship problems or issues which comes. It's a kind of psychological channel, you can say, which I have just started. I just launched it, so it's not just started working on it, so it is just it hasn't grown yet. It takes time to grow. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You wear multiple hats, I would say. You have two YouTube channels. You work full time as a lecturer. Wow, very nice.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. So
So, are you passionate about psychology? Have you learned something about it? And
no, no.
like, why did you exactly come up with it?
Basically, I'm very fond of delving deep inside human relationship and knowing a lot about it based on my own whole experience of life. I did not learn it from somewhere. Even it was not my, one of the subjects. You can't say that it was not my subject, but still
Mm,
I have a kind of obsession for this subject, and I feel that now I have come to a level of maturity where I can solve out the problems which actually I have faced in my life. So that's why always I come with some solution, and I always claim that I'm not a psychologist. I'm doing it for my, it just something, which I feel that I have the capacity to solve that out. It's not
mm,
that I'm a psychologist. I'm doing
mm,
it for my, love for this language, this thing.
mm. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. So since you teach grammar and you have you have a lot of experience teaching grammar in college, I want to ask you, like, if a beginner starts speaking English, so what should he or she focus on first in order to start speaking?
Yeah, yeah. You tell me that how to make a student understand that how to create a sentence. Yeah. So basically, what happens, ma'am, in our schools, we see that students, the teacher is making them understand. Suppose they have taken parts of his speech. Okay. So what they are doing, that basically they start with the definition. That is not acceptable. I mean, when you are teaching somebody, some student, or the beginners, if you are making them understand with the definition, you know so
Mm,
there are lots of bombastic words which you are not able to understand. So first of all, you will have to make them understand the whole concept of grammar with giving a lot of examples. Okay.
examples. Mm,
So first, suppose that you are teaching how to construct a sentence. So first you should take verb. Okay.
okay.
So
Mm,
verb, what is verb? It is an action verb. It shows movement. Okay. So it is very prevalent and very important in whole the parts of speech. Very, very important verb. So first of all, you will tell the student that this is verb, it works like this, and you will give a couple of examples to make the student understand, yeah, this is verb. And this movement thing is there, so there should be a person who is dealing with this movement. I mean, there should be a doer also, no, who is doing
mm,
the movement.
mm,
So
mm.
then the subject comes.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm, yeah.
First the action happens. Suppose eating, running, play, dance, and then there should be a doer of this action. Then
Mm,
you, the student, understand that yeah, there is a subject, okay,
mm,
and
mm,
subject should be noun and pronoun, okay. So the subject and then the verb, okay,
mm,
these two
mm.
things have come. So you
Right.
have constructed a sentence. Remember that when there is a subject and there is a verb, you are able to create a small sentence
Mm,
like birds fly,
mm.
child weeps, Rani laughs. Okay. Then you need to make a little longer and
Yes.
you need to add an object. So how you would do it? Suppose you are going to put another verb, another word, which would be either noun or pronoun. Okay.
Mm.
Remember that object is always noun and pronoun. So how you can do it? You need to ask verb a question what. Okay. My mother subject cooked. Verb what?
Mm.
Biryani.
Okay.
So this is an object. Have you got it, ma'am? Are you getting my point?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So now Tom killed. Now ask the verb a question what? A
Mm.
snake. Tom killed a snake. Now we have a little longer sentence.
Sentence.
Tom
Yes.
killed a snake. Now
Mm.
come to another part. Tom sang what? You need to ask what to the verb and you get an
Mm.
answer that is an object. Remember
Okay.
that subject and object is always different. Okay. So Tom sang a song. A song is object. Okay.
Mm.
You
Mm.
got this. Now, what you need to do, there are two types of object, ma'am. We usually, everybody knows about it. That is direct
Mm.
object and indirect object. So, Tom sang Ravi. No, sentence is not constructed. Tom sang Ravi. How it can be possible? So, Tom sang Ravi a song. Is it
Oh.
complete? Now,
Mm.
here we see subject, verb. Ravi is indirect object. A song is
Mm.
direct object.
Mm.
How to
Mm.
find out indirect object? You need to ask to the verb to whom. When you
Okay.
ask to whom, you get
Mm.
the answer that is of indirect object. And if you ask the verb what,
What?
you get
Mm.
the answer that is direct object. So whole sentence is constructed. Tom sang Ravi a song.
Mm.
My father gave me a ball. So my father subject gave is verb, me is indirect object, then come direct object. This much
Right.
is ready. But ma'am, sometime what happened that this is in the basic level. A
Mm.
little, if you go towards the advanced side, you need
Mm.
to make your sentence a little longer. Then
Yes.
what you are going to add? You need to add adverb. Okay?
Mm. Mm.
Adverb is answering the question how. So my
Okay.
mother cooked
Mm.
biryani how? Nicely.
Mm.
My mother cooked biryani nicely. My
Okay.
mother cooked biryani happily,
Mm.
joyfully. Okay, now
Mm.
my sentence has become a little longer. My mother cooked biryani joyfully.
Mm.
Now, ma'am, if you really want to take it, to a longer side, you
Yes.
need to add small adjuncts,
Mm.
which are
Mm.
called adverbials too. Then
Okay.
you need to ask why, when, where, and how. Okay.
Mm. Mm.
And this thing will happen if you are adding a small phrases.
Okay.
That is
Mm.
called adverb phrases. So my sentence would be, my mother cooked biryani nicely. Now, when in the evening, is
Okay.
answering the question when. Okay.
When? Yes.
In the
Mm.
evening, where in the kitchen, then comes why for my birthday. So in
Oh.
the kitchen, in the
Okay.
evening, for my birthday, ma'am, these are called adjuncts or
Mm.
additional which
Mm.
adds to the sentence. But basic sentence, you remember subject, verb, object. And then
mm.
these are extra things, and in this way you can make your sentence, a long sentence by adding more and more why, when, where, how. You can go on adding and adding and adding and to make a very lengthy sentence. This is
Correct.
the way to construct a sentence now.
Yeah, so wonderfully explained by you, seriously, because many people have this question. When it comes to smaller sentences, it is easier. I can make a smaller sentence, but when it comes to making a long sentence, I'm not able to do that. So they
Right.
asked me that question. So wonderfully explained by you, and I hope really the person who has this doubt in their mind watches you explaining it.
Thank you, ma'am. One more thing here I want to add for those who have just entered into the spoken thing, they,
Yes.
spoken English, it also very necessary for them to learn grammar. I mean, the grammar always
Mm,
should come in moderation.
correct.
But basic things are tenses and
Mm,
parts of speech, very much needed for them to learn for
yeah,
speaking good English. And
correct.
ma'am, yeah, one more thing here I want to add for the beginners, those who really are juggling with this, language, they want to become fluent, So
Mm,
first of all, they need to have a lot of patience. At the same time, first they should collect a lot of vocabulary, common words which are used in our day-to-day language. Okay,
mm,
like
mm,
become, grow, and run fast. So many words are there, common words. They should collect a lot of common words. And in the
mm,
beginning, should not focus more on grammar, learning each and everything to become
correct.
fluent overnight. That
Mm,
is not needed.
mm,
Slowly,
mm,
slowly you go towards it and get the hang of the language,
mm,
And
mm, mm,
yeah. So basically, they would start with small vocabulary and small basic grammar, that is subject verb object, subject verb complement, and adding lots of adjuncts. And at the same time, they should speak. Daily practice is very much needed, but
mm,
not listen a lot of things initially when you are dealing with this language and you find it very arduous, very difficult. You should not jump into to grab it and to listening a lot of big podcast. Instead of listening this thing, I think you go for small things which would be beneficial for you to to get a a kind of hang of the language, that I believe.
mm,
And
mm, mm,
slowly it would happen, Patience is very,
mm.
very much needed for learning this language.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. And what is the best way to learn grammar for spoken English? Should they we refer grammar books, or how do we learn grammar?
Look, grammar books, I think there are lots of YouTube channels are available nowadays. You don't have to go for books. Yeah, it
Mm,
is okay that when you are going for books, choose a good book.
mm,
Okay, so I would suggest the Rain and Martin books and Nesfield Grammar. These two books are very good for learning grammar. Okay,
oh,
so
mm,
when you are learning tenses, okay, suppose you are starting with tenses, take
mm-hmm,
only three tenses at a time. That
mm,
is simple
mm,
present,
mm,
simple
simple.
past, and simple future. Work on
Mm,
it.
mm,
Continuously constructing sentences with these, tense. Again and again, you do it. The most
mm,
important thing is formation of sentences. The
mm,
more you do, the better you become. So that's why it is very much needed to, to do it continuously till it become a part of your brain, till it get etched in your brain. So
correct.
yeah, so you have to do it, then go for other tenses. First you should take
Mm,
simple tenses. Okay, that is present, past, and future, and deal with it a lot. Right, make sentences again and again. Try to find that what is the difference between three tenses, how it is used. So
mm,
if you need to make at least 50 sentences out of the tenses, then go for another tense.
mm,
So,
mm,
books are good because there you find a lot of exercises that would help you to learn the language. But yeah,
mm,
YouTube channels are also good. They are providing good material for learning English and
mm,
grammar.
mm,
So books are if books are there and you have the key book too, that you can
mm,
find that where you are making mistake, if you are
correct.
correct. not, writing, that would really help you to get to know
Mm,
them. Yeah.
yeah. And one last question. The difference
Yeah.
between will, can, would, could, should.
Okay. So first, let's come to will.
Yeah,
Will,
yeah.
this is the past tense, future tense, we use will go. And will
Mm,
always, it shows a kind of determination if you're talking about it. Generally,
okay.
what happens that we use will with all the pronoun except I and we, that we use shall, but rest of the pronoun, when we use will. But will is also showing your determination to do something which you are very much assured of doing. Then you should will. I will do it. I'll go to the, I will definitely do it. So there we use will. Then would is kind of past tense of will. And it
Mm,
also used for taking permission too. When you are politely, you
mm,
want to take permission from somebody. Would you please do it for me? Would you
correct.
please, this
Mm,
do this favor to me? So we use would. And
mm,
ma'am, would is also used for past tense incidents or experiences when you want to say something. Suppose that you have spent something, you have spent time in the village when you were a child. Okay.
mm,
So
mm,
now your grandson is sitting in front of you and you want to tell about your stories of your childhood, so you would come out with these things. I would go to the school in the morning, then I would
mm,
take my breakfast, then I would sit to wherever, I would sit in the temple, then I would chant mantras, whatever you say. So would is also used to describe past events too.
correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah. And could, as we all know,
Can
that
and
is
could.
sense
Yeah.
of can is could, and could is also used for asking for permission too. When you want to take permission from somebody, you can use would. Could you please do this for me? Could you
Mm,
please bring
mm.
this to me? Okay. So that is,
Yeah,
used.
yeah. It is quite tricky, right? Would and could. Like, I think they can be used interchangeably.
Yeah. In simple what you call informal language,
Mm,
English couldn't.
mm,
I mean, there is a very thin bottom line, between these two. So
yes.
both can be interchangeable. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm. And can be used like, can.
because one thing is there. If you're speaking about spoken English, that time we are not differentiating much that what would be the right meaning for for us to utter, because
Correct.
whatever comes in our mind we utter at
Mm,
that. Could you
yes.
please do this to me? Could you please bring that thing for me? So we are not differentiating, we are not giving a lot of focus to our mind, what should be the right word to come out with. So that
Mm,
is the main thing here.
And you use can when you want to make the sentence more polite. It's like, will you
Yeah.
come with me? Instead of asking that, can you come with me?
Can you
So,
come with me? Can you do it for me? Or,
mm,
can is also, it shows the capacity of doing something. Can you lift this bottle? Suppose I
oh,
have the,
mm-hmm.
okay, can you open this bottle? It's too tight to open, Can you open this bottle? So
Oh, okay.
when you
Yeah.
want to see somebody's capacity to do the work, can you climb this tree? Can you bring this for?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in this way we use.
Oh,
But
yes.
mostly we are talking about learning English, speaking English through grammar. So here
Mm,
we do it, basically we don't see that what is the main work of these particular the helping verbs. We don't give much emphasis to know that what is the basic differences between these helping verb, because at that time
mm,
we are very much focused on our spoken thing,
correct.
the to utter with. Yeah.
Do you take online classes as well?
Actually, ma'am, during the COVID period, I used to take online classes, and I'm in my own college students' classes, not other classes. But I'm
Oh,
planning to come out with my stuff. Very soon I would be connecting
yes.
with the speaking app.
Okay.
So
Oh,
yeah,
okay, okay. Right. Yeah.
Right.
I think everybody should learn from you because you have so much knowledge and you explain so well. I'm sure many of us would want to learn from you, especially the grammar aspect.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. It was really nice to connect with you. Even I want to focus on advanced level grammar too. But if I
Okay.
get chance to explain it, because
Definitely.
what happens, ma'am, this grammar stuff, if I talk about gerund, participle, infinitive, students are not able to differentiate between these things, and they don't
Mm,
understand it well. And
mm,
when they are not about to, when they are not, they don't know the basic differences between these things, they get confused. They're not
mm,
able to use in their day-to-day sentences, and that is,
mm.
yeah, there's always a kind of fear for these things, non-verbals, that is called non-finite verb.
Oh,
So,
okay. Yeah, we'll do one more session for that.
yes, ma'am, these advanced grammar, I'm talking about gerund, participle, and infinitive. If
Mm,
you have the knowledge of these advanced level grammar,
mm,
you can write very nicely. Not only write, you would be able to, you know come to a label which is called advanced label English. Once you get a hang of the whole thing,
mm,
once you
mm.
understand the whole concept, it becomes very easy for you to express yourself in a very nice way, and you would be called, advanced label learner. That is
Okay,
very much needed. And I would love to come to your channel again, describing
definitely.
all the, uh, what do you call advanced label grammar.
Sure,
Okay,
sure. Next week, whenever we have time, we'll connect again. Definitely.
for sure. I would love to.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah, thank you so much for connecting with me today. It was lovely talking to you.
as it's mine, I'm so happy. I'm so happy to connect with you. Thank you
No.
so much.
Thank you. Bye bye. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you. So you too. Bye.